Hey everybody, Steve here in the city of Yorba Linda at the Richard Nixon Presidential Library and Birthplace. This is the home where he was born. The exact same home, the exact same location, hasn't been moved, and the Presidential Library is built on the property. Back then, this was a ranch with lots and lots of land and acreage, so there was plenty of room here for the Presidential Library, Museum, and the parking lots. Nixon was born right here in this house, and the house is in the exact same location as it was when he lived here. They've never moved the house. Front door is on the other side. And this is the kitchen door here. And the bed where he was born, the bedroom is here, and the bed where he was born is still there. It's the exact same bed. And he's laid to rest right there. So he's buried right here, about 25 feet away from the house where he was born. Maybe, I guess if you think about the bed where he was born on the other side of the house, probably 50 feet away from where he was born, he's actually buried. And I'm not sure if any other presidents are buried in the same location where they were born, especially just 50 feet away from the spot where they were born. Pretty small house, just one bedroom, kitchen, living room, little dining room, and then upstairs was the attic they turned into a bedroom for the four boys. That's the attic where Richard Nixon, where he slept as a child. The plaque reads, Richard Nixon Birthplace. I was born in a home my father built. In 1912, Frank and Hannah Nixon built this modest farmhouse on their small citrus ranch. Here, Richard Nixon was born January 9th, 1913, and spent his first 9 years. Let's walk around to the front of the house now and get in line to take a tour. They're supposed to start every 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, so welcome to Nixon Birthplace. And his father, when they moved to this house, they already had one son, 3 years old, and his name is called Harold. And so this house is he ordered from Sears. His father is a farmer, so he ordered from Sears. They call catalog house, black home. Then he built this house by himself. Okay, so January 9th, 1913 is a stormy night, so they cannot really go to the hospital. So the doctor came to this house and delivered President Nixon right on this bed. Yeah, so on the bed, the quilt is come from Ohio because his grandparents are from Ohio, and I don't know if you know Nixon, they are Quaker. So the church member, they built this, they sold this blanket.
So this is the original blanket?
Original.
And the original bed?
Everything.
Wow.
Everything up to the doorway is original.
That's amazing.
The reason is when his mother, Hannah, passed away in 1967, that time Nixon is not president, but his brother, Don, put everything in storage. So in 1990, when we had this library, they brought everything here. So everything you saw here, President Nixon used before. So on the wall, that's 5 brothers. So these 4 boys used to running around in this house. So after they couldn't survive, they moved back to Whittier, then they opened a grocery shop. Then they had the last boy is Edward. Edward passed away 2 years ago in Seattle in nursing home in his old age. So when we go to the kitchen, it's replica. Only the small thing is original. His mother, of course, need to cook every day, but that time there's no refrigerator. So I'd like to introduce this one. You guys are all too young. When I had a senior, very senior, they say, oh, my grandma had it. Even in the East Coast, they still have it. This is called California cooler. And so every day, iceman were passing by, had a dolly, all the ice. Then his mother will place this by the window, say, okay, we need 20 pounds. So then the iceman put in his icebox. So after she cooked, she put ice under the ground, suck the cold air to keep 1 day thing fresh. Okay. And then there's not too much water, so they boil water once a week. The boy only take a bath once a week in his bathtub. And the house is 900 square footage, so later on his father added attic. When you go outside, you see the attic, and there's a stairway, go upstairs. And this is how they look like upstairs. He put a 2 twin bed, so 4 boys live upstairs. Okay, and according to Nixon, they got along really good. Only had a pillow fight, that's it. Well, thank you.
Thank you, that was very nice. Let's walk back now and take a look at their gravesites. Richard Nixon died from a stroke in New York City on April 22nd, 1994, at the age of 81. The epitaph on his headstone reads, "The greatest honor history can bestow is the title of peacemaker." First Lady Patricia Nixon was born in Ely, Nevada on May 16, 1912, and died in Park Ridge, New Jersey on June 22, 1993, also at the age of 81. A couple of years before her death, she had been diagnosed with oral cancer, emphysema, and lung cancer. Her epitaph reads, "Even when people can't speak your language, they can tell if you have love in your heart." In 1974, Richard Nixon became the first U.S. president to resign from office. As a result of the Watergate scandal, he had lost almost all support from both parties and was facing removal from office by impeachment. Looking back now, nearly 50 years ago, you have to wonder if Watergate, by today's standards, would have even been considered a scandal. Politics have changed so much in the past 50 years that the word scandal itself seems to be outdated. Almost nothing really seems to be scandalous anymore. Back in Nixon's era, to be considered a liar was something that just about everyone in society really looked down upon. Today it's often worn as a badge of honor and can actually help you get elected if you're a politician. Boy, have times changed since I was a kid. As they say, in life, timing is everything. After leaving office, he went on to write 10 best-selling books. As the 37th President of the United States, he was certainly controversial in so many different ways. But whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, I highly recommend visiting the library. It really is a very impressive time machine history trip back to the 1960s and 70s. And it's definitely made me look back on that time in history in which I grew up from a new perspective. This week I want to give a shout out and a very big thank you to my newest Patreon supporters, Maureen McCarthy, Carla Johns, Lee Boatwright, and Chizzy Lovell. Thank you all for your extra generous donations to my channel. They mean a lot and are very appreciated. Until our next road trip to the past together, thanks for coming along and sharing the memories, everybody.